Welcome to Boundary Books. We are specialists in rare old cricket books and memorabilia. You'll find all our details on the website, which is www.boundarybooks.com. But today we're talking about our new email catalogue, e-alert number 200. And I'm going to run through some of the books that are on these shelves here so that you can see them as well as read about them on the e-alert. First of all, we've listed a few of our own publications. Boundary Books has published deluxe limited editions for over 25 years now, and we just put a sample. I wanted you to see the sort of production, sort of bindings we do these books in. This one's by David Frith on a first tour to Australia, and 62 copies only, signed by the author. Gilt edges, that's typical of the sort of thing. Here's another one by Gerald Brodrib, marbled end papers, limited to 50 copies. We've also done a couple of large exhibitions of paintings, memorabilia, and you'll see on the e-alert a couple of special editions of the catalogues for those exhibitions. This one was produced, beautiful catalogue, and we did hardback version, only for 10 copies. Cricket book collectors love bibliographies. We got a super selection in the e-alert. The classic early one by Joe Goldman. That's what it looks like. Those of you who've never seen a copy. In the original dust jacket. Pull the front face. Then of course the classic bibliography, essential really to all collectors of cricket books. Padwick, famous Padwick. It's enormous, I don't know, there's probably 10,000 books in it. All listed in great detail and really important to help you guide you with your collecting. It came in a second edition and a supplement. It's all in the e-alert. This is the Cricketer's Autograph Birthday Book. It was a super idea back in 1906, I think it was, where there's a page for every day of the year, and the collector got the cricketer to sign on his birthday. This particular copy has a lot of rare early signatures in. The players are all listed on the e-alert, some quite scarce names. But there's an example. There's Bates of Yorkshire and England, quite a scarce signature. And the book is littered with them. There's George Hurst at random. Got a couple of superbly illustrated books here, very scarce items. This is Felix on the Bat by Nicholas Wennestropt. All described in the catalogue. There's a title page full of these hand-coloured original lithographs. Like that. This is The Noble Game of Cricket by Jeremiah Coleman. One of the most collectible books ever produced. Produced during the Second World War. It's full of this sort of full colour illustration and black and white. This copy has the very rare dust jacket and the original prospectus, produced by the publishers in 1941. I'd like to show you this book. It's the Ranjit Singh biography by Wilde in a limited edition. And I just want to show you the binding. It's in full vellum with all this gilt lettering. Pages are untrimmed, gilt on the top, and it was limited to 230 copies. There are a series of 4 or 5 books in the catalogue, the Old Broughtonion's Cricket Weeks, which are these. It's a private cricket team run by Clifford Bax, literary figure. This particular one has the team's autographs in the front. He only produced these for the members of the team, so often there were just 50 copies. Handmade paper, beautifully printed, no expense spared, and they become a real collector's treasure. We've got quite a few scarce books from overseas cricket, and here's one in particular from New Zealand, Wellington Cricket Association Cricket Annual 1891. A beautiful copy. And a book you rarely see. Cricket in Ireland, John Lawrence's Annual. It ran for quite a few years. This is the first edition. Beautifully written by the original owner on the cover. Moving on to America. Don't think of it these days, but in the 1870s, 80s, 90s, cricket was pretty strong, especially in Philadelphia, and they produced some beautiful books. Most people have heard of this one, Beyond the Boundary by C.L.R. James, often quoted as the finest piece of cricket literature written. And of course a collector wants it in the first edition with the dust jacket. In the catalogue we've described this complete set of scores and biographies, Haygarth's masterwork. Just want to show you the binding. It's in this half Morocco leather, marbled boards, raised bands, and I think about half the copies came from a library of R.S. Holmes, his very familiar signature, Liverpool, 1888. While we're on the subject of leather bindings, we've got both volumes of Luckin's South African history. Again, beautifully bound, half green leather, marbled boards, and these are the definitive history of South African cricket, volume 1, volume 2. And just to complete the look on the shelf, Beldam and Fry's great batsmen and great bowlers, similar binding. These of course have the famous photographs. There's C.B. Fry, Beldam's famous photographs. Like that. But the two of them make a beautiful set in this special cricketing motif binding. The Noblest Game by Cardus and Arlott. Beautiful book, illustrated with pictures from the MCC collection, such as this type of thing. But this is the limited edition version, so it's a half leather binding, and it is a limited edition of 100, each one signed by Neville Cardus and John Arlott. Great names in cricket literature, and Arlott of course was a great expert on cricket pictures. It's got its own slipcase. Just run through a few of these little pamphlets. Pamphlets can be the scarcest things of all, and here's a stunning one. Essex Cricket Club. I've described it in the e-alert. No one's heard of it. It's not in the bibliographies. No other copy has been discovered to my knowledge. There it is. It's a delightful poem about cricket in Essex in the 1830s, I guess. Not dated, no publisher, but quite a thing, quite a discovery. Another discovery, cricket in New York. Central Park was opened around about 1859, and at that time the front cover of the booklet on Central Park had a cricket lithograph. Can you see that? And sadly they don't play cricket there now, but it's a very rare little booklet. While we're still in America, Hollywood Cricket Club, which still exists, founded in 1932, and these were the original bylaws that they printed, and the leading figure in founding the club was C. Aubrey Smith, former captain of England, Sussex, and he signed this copy here. This one belonged to David Raven Allen, who wrote the biography of C. Aubrey Smith. It came from his library. Philadelphian cricket, 1870.